Running fans, jumping fans, stowing fans, all around athletics fans. Welcome to Talking in Ovals. How's everybody doing out there on this Monday, September 15th, 2025, episode number 158? Dave, my partner in crime. What's up, brother?
Not much, man. We got some interesting stuff going on here at the
Yeah.
Worlds, and I'm pumped to get into it later. I'm sure anybody who had some sort of predictions is probably not doing very, very well at this moment. So
Predictions are always tough to make, and I'm going to make a
Especially in
protest
our
right
sport.
now. I'm going to make a protest. Either Worlds in all events can only be held in the Western Hemisphere because I don't want to have to stay up, or they have to compete in the middle of the night. Either one. Like, I am tired of this, okay? I'm tired of like having
you don't
to
like your
sleep thinking,
6:30 a.m. Well, it just stinks because I
no.
can't watch it because I'm at work, but so I'm trying not to like see it all day and come home, but it's impossible. So I've just accepted that I'm gonna find out when I'm at work, and then I can watch everything later.
That's my protest. I just want it. Either they compete in the middle of the night just for me, and the rest of America can watch it, or no. But I'm kidding.
Nice.
Worlds is going on, and it's interesting because it's doing what Worlds does. It is keeping us all on our toes. It is making sure that we have no idea who's going to win, what's going to win. Some of it is because we have some great performances from from outstanding athletes. Some of it, I'm going to say, is self-inflicted. From athletes that are, competing like we're still little scared America that can't compete.
You don't like high school paced distance races in your world championships?
No, I feel like they should crown no winner there. Like, if you don't run a pro level race, like, they should automatically strip all of you from your automatic qualifier next Worlds. Like, it's annoying. Like, it should be something severe when you run a boring race. Like, I don't know. Like, that is me. That pisses me off, and that hurts our sport, but I digress. We will talk more about that because first things first, wherever you're watching from, we appreciate it. Whether it's YouTube, X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch. Hello, hi to everybody out there, all the running fans out there. We appreciate you all. Throwing fans, jumping fans, all of it. I'm going to go through the whole thing again. If you're listening to this later via podcast, please leave us 5 stars, follow, all that good stuff. Please, and thank you, so that we can make sure that we keep on pushing up. More people can see our outstanding guests and running fans and things like that. So we want all of that. Last week, we had on Amanda Marino, who is now Amanda Hunnicky, but she goes by Marino, and so much fun. It's always cool for me seeing all of my contemporaries when I was in high school. We graduated the same year in high school. She was a town away from me, and just watching, how they've been and how she's still doing incredible things and so fast. Post children, still being a monster.
And listen, so she texted me and said, she's like, I want to come back on to talk about training. I said, done.
100%. 100%.
Absolutely.
That's like, what we should do? We have enough fast women. We should do like a women's roundtable.
We got to bring back the oval table, I think.
Yeah, we should do it
now that we're all live and we're in person. I think so.
Yeah. We could do a women's oval table, like, because we've had so many fast women. Like, we could bring Sarah back. We can have Courtney. We could see if Vicky, Huber Radowski,
Kira Diamato,
any of them want to come back. Sinclair, once she's done being a beast, like,
she's in the finals, excited. Man.
For her, I might wake up and watch it early tomorrow to see Sinclair race in the finals because she looked good in the semis. So I'm excited. But let's bring our guest today. He is someone who we're always happy to have back on, because we're always happy he agrees to say yes to a bunch of schlubs like us. He is Phil Grove. He is an announcer for FloTrack and a writer for Milesplit, PA. Phil, what's going on, man?
Not too much. You guys are busting me up here. I'm telling you, I'm laughing, but I'm glad you brought me on episode 158. It's my favorite number. I mean, I don't know how you guys knew that, but
listen,
that's pretty cool.
It's called telekinesis. We just knew.
We're just that good. We talked to your wife, and your wife actually let us know. And she was like, you know what? Please take him later in the night. That's when I get tired of him.
That's
so
right.
We helped her out. We helped her out. So, Phil, we appreciate you coming on. I know you are watching Worlds, and you're a big track fan as well. So you're watching it as much as we are. Well, watching it as much as we can, right? Watching clips, catching a few races here and there when we decide to wait a wee hour. Yeah. Which is another thing we have to get over here. World Cup, when it's in other places, you get to watch the games during the day, right? They'll put them back on. Where the heck is that? Like,
well, they're only on streaming now, so that they figure that you could just start the stream at any point, so they don't have it's not on like.
That's true. I mean, and to your point, the one that you made earlier about the sport and the viability of it being competitive in the marketplace when it comes to multimedia, except for a suggestion by somebody close to me that there be one time zone in the world covering all the earth. So okay, everybody's on the same time. Your Western Hemisphere world
How would you make that work?
And because we're American centric, it would just be our time. Like, and we're the Northeast too. So here's the thing.
That's true.
I am so pompous in the Northeast because if you hadn't noticed, like proper American English becomes Northeast English. Like that's just what it is. So
well, at least during the indoor season, because the center of the universe during the winter
is in Boston.
In the Northeast. BU. This is true. Yeah,
yes.
But I mean, when I know you made reference earlier to at least the men's 10K going out in 5:17. In case you didn't look at the numbers, I did. The women's went out in 4:59, 5 minutes. So I mean,
they were. It looked like it was painful for them to run that slow. They were
absolutely, it is
brutal because there's no run that they do that's probably ever that slow.
No, there isn't, and everybody there. I mean, something stupid can happen. Somebody could get tripped up even at that slow speed. Somebody goes down, somebody gets spiked, and that's the end of the race. Because you know who the favorites are in the race. You know who can go out there and run a low 26s, and they come home and run 28:52 or whatever that is. I mean, that is why when you see network TV of the 10,000 to the 5, okay, we'll break away and go.
Yeah, absolutely.
How do you blame them?
The Cheetos commercials. No offense against Cheetos, but that's why all of this plays out. You show the start.
Chester Cheeto would have won that race.
The thing is too with all of that, like I know in race walking, they if somebody picks their feet up, both feet off the ground, they run at them and put a card in their face, which I find absolutely hilarious. Right. If they are under a certain threshold, the officials, they should get a young official to sprint by and put a card in their face and say, next card, we pull the field. I don't care if it's a champion. There will be no champion. You all suck. That makes me so, because here we are trying to be an advocate for the sport. And then all of a sudden you could show it to someone and they're they look like they're not trying. And sometimes we could be cool and be like, no, they're running really fast. They're just good. This is how good they look, right? That time we'd have to agree and be like, no, none of them are trying. They're all being, whipped.
Right. And in the 3,000 steeplechase, sorry, Alex, the 3,000 steeplechase was almost as bad. The winner 8:33, they ran 6 seconds faster. So in the prelims, in the heats to get there, to get the honor and privilege of running in the final, and always if you're a coach, hey, you're going to run faster in the final. When you're talking to your sprinters and hurdlers, hey, you'll go out and run 12:5 in the 100 hurdle prelims. You're going to go out and run 12:4, 12:3 in the final. No, that's not what happens when you do something like that, and it also allows a situation like George or Jordy Beamish, whichever one you prefer at the time, goes out. He has the kicker speed and he beats a multi-time world champion because that race opened up to him and he just closed like a madman. And he lucked out because in the prelims he got trampled on and he was quickly up and on his feet and made it in.
That was great. I mean, the awesome moment for Gordy Beamish to get up and come back. But you're right. What are we 8:30? I don't know.
So we can tackle this right now.
Well, you want to do our other stuff first, and then
actually we'll get to that and then we'll start. So let's get to some of our other stuff first. Coach Torchia, I'll get to you once we get through some of our other prelim stuff that we want to do. So first things first, before we fully get into Worlds, we want to acknowledge that there was a death in the running community. It is from a legend, from an individual that has had an impact on, especially, definitely all three of us here with his work. Jack Daniels passed away. Now, Jack was a monster in the sport. He was 92. He lived a great life. The man was making videos, dropping knowledge, a week before he passed away. Jack is a juggernaut, someone that I don't know if we're going to see somebody revolutionize the sport in thinking in the way that he did. That's coming around now. We do have some great track minds in the current world, but Jack was a game changer. Phil, do you have anything that you want to share about Jack or anything like that?
I mean, nothing from a personal perspective, other than actually, I was at a meet on Saturday, a big high school cross country invite, and somebody showed me he said, I have a picture on the phone I have to show you. And it was of Jack Daniels with a group of just legends in distance running. And I forget where it says, this gentleman, the meet director, he was at an event. It was sponsored by one of the now major shoe companies. And Jack Daniels was there just hanging out. And when you get people like that in a room, no matter what their background, everybody has something that they can contribute, or, off of somebody else's comments, they can add something from their own perspective. And an individual like Jack Daniels doing what he did. And, when I talk to people older than I am that were much better runners than I was back in the day, and I see some of their training and race schedules, it is just beyond me how they all didn't just break apart at the seams, because they were racing every day. They were traveling to these meets, and all of that has changed completely, and in great deal because of an individual like Jack Daniels.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, listen, he kind of changed the game, like he brought in thresholds and VDOTs and all this stuff. I mean, like you can still, to this day, if you know nothing about coaching, you can pick up that book, coach a group of kids, and they'll still be successful if you just follow what. I mean, obviously, so many coaches now take a lot of his philosophies and they kind of add their own little twist to it. But I mean, yeah, he changed it. He changed the way that we think about training. I mean, he's an absolute legend in our sport. It's. I mean, what a great life. He's done so much. I mean, wow. Like we still use his stuff all the time.
100%. And in the end, he gave a baseline for a lot of good coaches that became very curious about the sport.
Yes.
But he gave the baseline for where to start. And then people, like Dave said, has branched off. But for a lot of us in coaching, when we thought we knew something, we would go check the Jack Daniels manual.
Sure.
Just to make sure that we weren't completely off. And, so it's also, a great thing still.
Like he made it easy for coaches because you didn't have to do all the math. He had every pace. If you're running this pace, this is your threshold. This, like he broke it down where you just need to read a piece of paper. You don't have to do all this math.
Yeah,
and he took it. He took it. Excuse me, closer to the everyday runner. I mean,
yes.
The great deal of his coaching success was at the D3 level at Cortland State up in New York.
Yep.
And just to do that, taking it down again to those athletes out of high school. Hey, they want to continue what they're doing. They love the sport, but they're not running, back in the day, 405, 410 or whatever. So we're going to go D3 non-scholarship. We'll go to the local colleges, have a big meet and then conference. And he coached there and was tremendously successful, and with the women's program initially.
Yeah, he was very instrumental. And I'm, Cortland, New York is a few hours away from me where I am. And I think they have a proud sports tradition, and Jack probably had a lot to do with that, showing that at the D3 level. I mean, Cortland football just won the national championship for D3 last year. So I think, he was one of the people that, especially there, gave them the mentality of just because we're D3 doesn't mean we can't do great things. And he did, they did, and they still continue to do it. So rest in peace, Jack Daniels, pioneer, trailblazer. You can give him every single accolade. He has them. So moving on from that, we are going to jump into our PRs of the week that we have. Obviously, Coach Tom Figueroa, Red Arrow Track Club over in Michigan, jumping in here, giving us the Edwardsburg High School PRs because a lot of his athletes are over there. So he says some good PRs this week in a Friday morning race for the team. They went to the Ottawa Hills Invitational in Grand Rapids, Michigan. See, that's a place I know. They finally gave me a place in Michigan I know. Some of these places, I'm like, that exists? But no, thank you, Coach, for giving me a place I know. Grand Rapids, yes. We know that.
Yes.
So let's go right here, starting off with the gentleman. 10th grader Ethan Ferguson ran a 16:47:08. Nice job there. Another 10th grader, Riley Zalai. I mean, Riley, keep on running PRs, but I'll keep on butchering your name. 17:06.80. Another 10th grader, Reed Gates, 17:11.53. Another 10th grader, Braden Shu.
Nice little sophomore group there.
Yeah, 18:30.20. 9th grader Sawyer Bailey, 1954.31. Then 12th grader Alex Scott holding it down for the sprinters and got faster,
There you go.
25:57.09. I think he had like a 28 or 29 last
3
week.
minutes.
So
PR,
let's
man.
go. I'm honestly, everyone else did great. I'm rooting for Alex. Let's get Alex under 20 this year.
He's a 100-meter guy,
Let's
man.
do it. Yeah, 100-meter guy. Let's get him under 20. But honestly, like looking right there, like you said, Dave, that 10th grade group and even that 9th grader Sawyer right there breaking 20.
Yeah.
I don't know the course, but still, that's a good core group.
Yeah, it's so hard when you don't know the actual course. It'd be like comparing Homedale to Ocean County Park. Like it's so drastic, you know. Like we have no idea.
But still, great job to all of them.
Yeah,
and
man.
I'm enjoying doing this every week because I get to see their progression. I feel like
Sure.
I'm there with them, especially we've seen Ethan Riley a bunch of times. We've seen Braden, getting pumped for Alex, and now the ladies too. We've seen these ladies a few times. So 10th grader Grace Lemon, 1944.75, and 11th grader Annika Van Buren, 22:31.60. So
great job, everyone.
Overall, great job. Keep rocking it over there in Michigan. We appreciate it all, as always. They do a great job. Coach Tom Figueroa, we appreciate you. And you keep this segment alive. And we're hoping more people will want to have their athlete's name shouted out. Damn it, that's all we want to do. But before we jump into Worlds, we got to make one big announcement. Dave, I'm going to let you handle this one. Let's share it.
All right. Hey, Nalapin Senior Clay Stevens has made his choice. He's going to be a part of the Syracuse Orange. I mean, knowing Clay, meeting him a few times, knowing his head coach, Brian Prendergast, very well. He is the epitome of what you want your athlete to be. I mean, he's hard-nosed, works hard, great student, great family, listens to his coaches. He is an absolute wonderful human being, and I couldn't be happier for him and his whole family. Coach Brian, also shout out to Coach Bob Andrews over at Gun Running, because that's where Clay got his start. I mean, everybody involved. This is the moment. This is the pinnacle of your high school career, what you wait to have done. And he's going to an incredible program.
Yes.
And I just love the fact that he has this done now, so it's not on his mind. He can just now focus on, I'm sure he's fit. He's ready to go. And I cannot wait to see what he does, not just this year, but once he puts on that orange uniform. And it's going to be so fun to watch. Clay, congratulations. You're an all-time great and could not have happened to a better human being.
Yeah, and I second that Clay's going to do great over there, and Syracuse is a great program. We were talking before the show that when I was over at Marist, they had Justin Knight and Forrest Griffin over there, and they were so fast, and he's going to continue that. He obviously now could just fully set his sights on just winning Meet of Champions races, because that's obviously where his sight has been set. I just want to read his blurb here with the announcement. He says, I am extremely thrilled to announce my commitment to continue my academic and athletic journey at Syracuse University. I'd like to thank my coaches, Coach Bob, he has Coach Bob linked there, and Coach Brian Prendergast, my family, my teammates, for being there every step of the way. All the support I was given really means everything to me, and I wouldn't be where I am today without all of them. Finally, I'd like to thank Coach Bell and Coach Rainey for the opportunity of a lifetime. Go Cuse, and he threw some oranges in there. So, yeah, I second that. Clay is going to be fantastic for Syracuse, and I think that he's going to a program where they're not shy for national success. So I think we could see Clay really leading them into another good national run. So congrats to Clay. Fantastic job.
Clay, now that you made this a choice, put it behind you and go out there and show this state and this country exactly what you're freaking made of, man. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, brother. All right. So I want to jump back to where we were. First, I want to get to Coach Torchia's comment here, because we love Coach Torchia over here. The women's long jump was great. Men's 100 was awesome. Men's pole vault was even better.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can't disagree with any of that. Tara Woodall Davis doing her thing, winning
again. She didn't wait for the last jump, though. She did not wait until the last jump.
Yeah, which I mean, I don't like that. Save it to the last jump, Tara. Just give us the excitement. Men's 100 was good. I question, I said to you on the side, and Phil, I'll ask you this with the 100. Obviously, Oblique Seville gets it done. I'm pumped with him. He had a great time over there. And then we have Kashane Thompson and then Noah coming in. Is Kashane Thompson potentially going to be one of the bigger disappointments coming out of Jamaica, considering the pedigree we believe that he has? Phil, aiming that towards you.
Yeah, I think there's a great possibility of that. It might be obviously unfair to make that comparison. Anybody coming out of that little nation in a very warm ocean is expected to just be number one for several years,
Yep.
not just do it once. So extremely unfair, but that's the nature of that beast, which is an incredible sprint community in Jamaica. I know the opportunity that I have to talk to Jamaican community at the Penn Relays, just how they embrace all of the sprints, all the athletes, and if you're able to separate yourself, they really want you to separate yourself completely and be the best there ever was, and that is so difficult to obtain.
I think we've already seen Shane Thompson. He reminds me of Asafa Powell. Like great times, just could never really get it done when it mattered.
But Asafo did have the world record at one point.
He did, but he never. I feel like he was always
medalist.
Never there. I don't know if he ever won.
I think he won a gold. I thought Asafa got one before Bolt came onto the scene. I thought he had one. But for me with Kashane, I feel like the Jamaican sprinters are going to have that torturous. Who's the next Bolt, right?
Sure.
Like we look for in American sports, especially like basketball, who's the next Jordan, right? We're seeing what people argue it's LeBron, but that's an argument, right? In football, like for quarterbacks, okay, we have Brady. Is he a Marino? Is he like we argue for that? That's like in our American realm. When it comes to Jamaica, who's the next Usain Bolt? That's all we're worried about for them, and they're worried about as well. So when we see a guy like Kashane Thompson, who is as tall as Usain Bolt, but built like a sprinter, not that string bean type of Bolt style that he was. So, I mean, I think we were all a little bit too overexcited. And no, don't get me wrong, Kashane Thompson is a fantastic sprinter. Obviously,
one of the best. Got the silver medal.
And here's the thing. I think the thing with him is we've seen the ability to go run 9.6, right? Like we think he can do that. Like he can challenge. We've seen that ability to potentially challenge Usain Bolt. So I think that's kind of where I think I'm coming at it from. But I just had to ask that question. And pole vault, Mondo's a cheater. Just jump your actual height that you can jump, Mondo.
Stop way. Get that money, Mondo. Get that money.
He's gonna bankrupt Puma on
as
his
he
own.
Should. As he should. Circuit Hookah did the same thing.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Mondo is only 25 years old.
I know.
It's so ridiculous.
Lavilni is going to be 39 in 3 days. Right. And he is still competing in the top, let's say, half dozen
Mondo's
in the world.
Going to get better. He's going to get better.
So if Mondo competes for, let's say, another 10 years, come on.
Here's the thing. I will only allow this if Mondo switches his allegiance and comes back to America. Because you're American, Mondo Duplantis. You are an American. You were born in America. You went to an American college. Went to an American high school. Come home, Mondo.
He's repping mom, man. He is repping mom.
Yeah, but once you make that switch, World Athletics won't let you come back. So
yeah,
I mean, I wasn't a true Mondo fan, let's say, prior to sort of this year. I had an opportunity to do some and actually where I'm sitting right now, live stream of FloTrack field events from the Diamond League and watching sort of, I think, how everybody else reacts or responds to him. I did the pole vault a couple times and it is just so easy. And everybody else, when you're talking, let's say 5'8", 5'7" meters, that's like, okay, yeah, we're getting up there. But yeah, the guy will come in at 5.40, 5:45, but then he'll skip 2 or 3 heights, and now all of a sudden it's him and Corrales from Greece at 6 meters. And I mean, Corrales is 4th all time at 6:08, and Mondo just jumped 6:30.
It's so wild. And the thing, again, I'm bothered by our sport where Mondo Duplantis is a very good-looking man, and he's not plastered everywhere. I'm sorry. That is our sports issue, that we don't use our top athletes that are a little bit easy on the eyes. And even if they're not, why the hell aren't they everywhere? Like, Mondo Duplantis will go down as one of the greatest field athletes in the history of the sport. We have him. We have Ryan Krauser. We have, Valerie Allman is really planting her stake in there. Like, we have some that are doing some great things, but we know who they are. Who the hell knows? Ryan Krauser could walk somewhere and they'll think he's an NFL lineman, right? No one's going to know he's a thrower. And that is a huge problem. I hate that about the sport. So
yeah, I mean, because they're performance life cycle is seconds or fractions of seconds, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mhm.
Mondo's a 30-meter sprint down the runway, and boom, Krauser steps in the ring. He's got the
Spins it.
extra portion of his spin. And the same thing with Valerie is
Yep.
just so quick through the circle. It's over before it starts. And then, okay, the measurement. Oh, wow, that was an American record. That was a world record. Even what Krauser did to jump to the most dominant, I think it's Mondo without too much of a conversation. Krauser to do that, obviously, he's hoping that, all right, arms stick together for 2 throws, one in the heats and then one in the final.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hit 21 mid, by stepping into the ring, and if I can get 22, that's going to seal the deal, and he did.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. We'll get to most dominant. We'll give our picks for most dominant a little bit, but I want to get back to the conversation we were starting with. How do we fix the boring parts of the boring distance races? What is your idea, Phil, to fix these boring distance races?
Well, I mean, it's similar to what you were saying with the race walk. That in major ultra marathon and endurance races, if let's say they have a double loop of a 100-miler, it's 2 50-mile loops. If you do not get to the 50-mile checkpoint at X, your race is over.
Yeah.
And I mean, it lends not just the sitting and kicking last mile. Obviously, Steve Prefontaine rolled over in his grave how many times watching the 10,000 and whatnot. And it really doesn't, in my mind, decide who is the best distance runner.
Not even close.
No, it decides who's the best closer, who's the best last 400 guy, who is the best at gauging where is everybody else, take a little sneak peek and hammer it, and you hope it holds up.
So Phil, do you think that like people are just like they're just afraid to take it because it's such a big moment? I mean, like someone could have won that race probably easily if they just won it. Like do you think that they're all just that they all respect each other way too much and like that they're just afraid to be the one who just takes it? Because there has to be some explanation why we're seeing almost 29 minutes. Like I said, they went out in 5:17. So 5:17 mile. Like there was JV races this past week in New Jersey that someone went out in 5:17. Yeah. Like it's crazy that in the Olympics are going out. Like you're right. It determines absolutely nothing. It's who has the fastest last, not even 400, like 300. It's asinine to me. Like I don't know. And then you're right. Like who's going to want to put this on TV for the national audience to watch?
So I may have a solution here.
What do we got, Alex?
The qualifying time was 27 flat this year, right? It was a fast time. It was a good qualifying time, and the guys in that top heat are more than capable of running that. Sure. If you don't win in at least the qualifying time, anyone underneath it doesn't get any money. You can get your championship. You could be the world champion. You don't get paid the extra money you get for being a world champion because you all get extra money. You all get extra when you become a world champion. You get paid. So you don't get that extra money. You can go be a world champion, but if you would at least hit the qualifying time to win, you don't get it. And anyone else, you second and third underneath that threshold, they don't get it either. Anyone like you don't get paid unless you actually perform.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of the money races, I was looking at the steeplechase and the performances, coming into Tokyo. Obviously, if that 8:33 would have been run during the NCAA season, that would have been number 19 in D1. It would have been number three in D2. Now, it would have been number 1 in D3, NAI, and JUCO. I did go down and check
those. This is the World Championships.
Right, this is the World Championships. So on the yearly list, 19 of the top 20 times in the men's steeple going to Tokyo were run in the Diamond League races, the money races prior to the World Championships. And I'm not begrudging the money that these athletes have the chance to get because they are very limited opportunities. We're not talking NFL. We're not talking Major League Baseball. We're not talking NBA opportunities that are, more widespread. The guy who's number 9 in the rotation on an NBA team, what's he making per year versus some of these top athletes in track and field? But still, I mean, 19 of the top 20 times were run at Diamond League where, you have to be top 8 to get the points, to get the money. And then they go to the World Championships and they go 28-52.
So real quick, if you're an American, that if you win in Worlds, It's saying here it's an extra 70,000 to win.
Ooh.
It's not like it's nothing.
Oh,
It's not
right.
like they're
No.
racing for nothing. So
No,
if
70
we're
grand is a lot of
allowing
money.
them to run 29 minutes and get 70K for 29 minutes, like, I'm sorry, like, that is. And we could talk about Grant right now. Let's talk about Grant, because Nico
Yeah.
Young is young.
He's young, whatever.
Right.
Pardon the pun, but he's young and he's just going to run the race.
I thought he ran
You're
fine.
Grant Fisher. You are one of the top 3 10K runners, time wise and fit wise, right? We had this conversation off where people are like, "Oh, he ran in Grand Slam." Did he though? He was running 28:50 in Grand Slam, okay? They did the same thing in the Grand Slam races. I get it, the training cycle was different.
What they run there,
But
like 1450 one.
it's
something,
embarrassing. It's
Grand Slam?
embarrassing what they did, okay? And so I don't buy that Grant Fisher ran all this much, because here's the thing. They start in the Diamond League like maybe 2 or 3 weeks after Grand Slam did, okay? And in Diamond League, they're competing hard every single race because they want that championship, that $1 million.
Sure. But
So
I
don't buy it.
will say that going into Grand Slam could have changed his whole training, or his mentality going into the show was, I had a great Olympic. Again, this is my interpretation. I had a great Olympics. I'm going to change up training. I'm going to get ready early. I'm going to do this Grand Slam thing, and I'm going to make a lot of money. Right?
Mm.
Well, that backfired because he didn't make a dime, because he didn't get paid. So I think that he was just kind of on just kind of off. He ran a lot and really, really fast during the indoor season. I don't know how that in effect, but I just feel like Grand Slam, maybe not it caused him to probably start getting fit earlier. And I feel like just the whole money thing just kind of has to mess with you. When he's supposed to be getting what, like $400,000, $500,000?
But then he's leaving 70K on the table to go run a 29 minute.
He's not leaving it. I just
he
think
left it on the table for.
I just think he started his training earlier this year with the mindset was, I'm going to maybe not do as good at Worlds, but I'm going to get paid because.
So I don't know about you. I'm also tired of making excuses for pros. I'm sorry. I am tired of making excuses for grown men and women that are pros.
I have no idea.
If you can't do, if your coach did not do your training cycle good enough and you did not, then that's on you guys, right? Go race.
I also think he
bothers me so much.
I also, looking back, I'm not sure if him going for that 348 mile, that because that's not 10K training. I mean, that might have had something to do. I don't know, but he didn't look like every other race I've seen him all year. He was ready to go for any kind of tactic. He just looked like he just gassed. Like that last 50 meters, he was just kind of like, he just kind of going. He just looked like he just.
Now this may be a solution to the slow races at the World Championships. When they talk about the defending champion gets an auto, like Krauser and Kerr and those automatic entry into the next World Championships. How about if we have a pace setter or a rabbit? Everybody in these World Championships have run distance races, have run with a pace setter or rabbit. You have a pace setter or rabbit. Let's say in the men's 10,000, you said 27 was the standard. 27:30. They're going to go out there. They're going to set the pace at 27:30. They step off at 5K and leave it up to to the finishers to close it out.
Or don't step off.
Not to follow it.
Don't step off and be, hey, if you're going to let the Pacers get that far ahead and the Pacers just win it. Like if they're not going to go with you, you be world champion, because they can all run 28:52. Every single Pacer in that race can certainly run 28:52.
Or my extreme approach, the meet director can tell the throwers to shift the pit onto the track, and they will time it for when they're running by. So they need to run faster because they will have implements thrown at them because they are running too damn slow. But no,
are you thinking outside of the box, Alex?
I am, and I'm thinking that we need to get these men and women running fast because, God, like I said, it hurts our sport so much when we're trying to tell people to watch it, and then we're trying to tell people to watch the 10K, and it's like, but why? Why are we watching this? They ran faster miles in that marathon that you just forced me to watch. They were clipping off faster miles in the marathon in 26 miles, and they weren't.
Speaking of which, was that not one of the greatest finishes that you've ever seen? That men's marathon?
Oh yeah,
unbelievable.
The men's, and I forget what it was. I forget where she was from, but there was the young lady that took third.
Yeah,
she didn't realize she took third.
Second ever marathon, yeah.
And she didn't realize she took third. When she crossed the line, they were going to hand her a flag, and she was like, "Why?" And then you realize she won third. That's like a great moment. Only a second marathon. That's great. So, Phil, going to you. what have been some of your, we've kind of touched on, but what has been some of your favorite races and events to watch so far, or
Well,
even like tune back
I
into?
mean, the steeplechase I mentioned earlier. I mean, Beamish. I mean, his year, his Tokyo experience was really over in the prelim, and somehow he was able just to roll on his feet, and he didn't lose it. I mean, he barely lost any track position.
Yeah, he kind of
Obviously,
rolled.
he
It
also
was
could have been
perfect.
yes. That was, I mean, to me, how he was able to pull that off, and then the final really was just presented to him, and it's like, dudes, I'm going to take this
He took
final 100. Nobody's going to close. I don't care that you're a
It's
four-time world champion or going for
well,
four. I'm going to beat you to the line.
everybody knows what a finish that Gordy Beamish has,
Yeah,
and to leave
yeah.
him in that race, like, but again, that's what you can't leave these people in these races. You're going to lose. Like Gordy Beamish is not going to win that race if they're all running in an honest, fast race. He's not
And
going to
here's the
win.
thing, that's poor tactics, that's poor coaching, that's poor racing, right? Because you got to know who's in the field with you. You have to
Right.
know who your opponents are. And if you're sitting there and going, okay, Gordy Beamish is here. If we run an 8:30, he's going to beat us. But if we just get to 8:19, he's probably out of the race. It's probably too strong out for him there if we run it in a tactical way. And all those guys that left it on the table, all of these 8:05 guys,
8:05.
left it on the table to sit there. It's like wild to me that they were thought that running 30 seconds slower with a world-class field was going to be an option. Like it just, it boggles my mind.
So with all of this said, do we expect anything different in the 5K, or is it going to be more of the same old slow?
Jakob Ingebrigtsen is not going to let them do this. Even if
Is he in shape though? Is he in shape?
He's always in shape.
But he didn't make it out of the first round.
Out of shape, Jakob Ingebrigtsen wins the world's running.
And I also think he's better. I think his best event is 5K. He's never really had to run it all out because he always just gets to kind of sit and kick. But he sits and kicks in like 12:55. It's not like
it'll be like a 13:20-ish type of time, which isn't horrible, which isn't 28:52.
But it's still bad. I mean, these guys are all sub 13 guys.
His legs, I think he needed that shakeout, and that fast shakeout is going to be good. That was because you got to remember, like we're like that schlub didn't make it. He still ran well under 4 minutes equivalent, right? Sure. So he still ran fast. So that's a great shakeout to now then go run a 5K. I guarantee he's fit. I think that probably wasn't the issue. Wasn't his fitness. It was having to go run 18 miles per hour, 16 miles per hour for 4 laps. Like that takes a toll. So I want to go to this clip because I thought this clip was really cool. This was from the semis at Worlds. The one individual hit the
this was awesome. Yeah.
And then the one of the other athletes came to help him. I thought this was actually really cool right here. So this is a Colombian athlete, Carlos San Martin. He hit it hard, and he was they cut off the beginning. He was running pretty fast, trying to finish well. And then Vandelver comes back.
This last hurdle is just all
sees it, and they both know they were going to get 9th and 10th. Jumps back over and helps him out. Like that is, that sport to me. That is sometimes what it's all about, because both of these guys know they weren't making the finals. It's 10th and 11th. They weren't going to make the finals. That was someone he's probably seen on the world stage many a times at different races. Here we go. That was the hit, and it was a hard hit. He was trying to go over and try and run a good time, but I just want to show this because we talk about all the fast races and all things, but I think some of this stuff right here, just a little humanity sometimes is nice to see.
Sure.
So I just wanted to show that clip. We were talking about the steeple, and I thought that was really cool.
So Phil, going into this meet, did you see? I mean, I think we all thought that Melissa Jefferson was a favorite, but I think we all kind of thought that Alfred's there. Did you expect her to win in such dominant? I mean, she put them away.
No, I didn't think that the time would be that quick and such, a resounding victory. But yeah, I mean, and definitely she was in the mix, 1 or 2 or maybe 3 athletes. Sure. This is going to be it. You get a good start. This could be her gold run, but yeah, to run that fast, that was smoking.
And it's cool too, because now she officially enters into like Gail Devers territory, into some of her, the Fraser Price territory. Well, like she has put herself into that territory. Even Prime Sha'Carri, like she now puts herself in the conversation, not only time wise, but also just her performance throughout the year and her consistency and just getting better and better. And let's talk about that because she's someone that participated in all 3 Grand Slam races.
Oh, it's
But listen, no, it's not. Training's
Sprinting
training,
is
right? No, if we're gonna talk about starting training cycles
all
early,
right.
right? Sprinters still have to go through a phase system as
They
well.
do. They do.
So,
But
let's talk too.
really,
Because
really quick though. Prior to that,
go for
shout
it.
out Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, man. What an
Yes.
amazing career. I mean,
Yes. To make it to the finals
to
there.
me,
Yes.
she's gonna go down as probably the greatest female sprinter maybe that we've ever seen. So shout out Shelly-Ann. Amazing.
But and the thing is too, it's like, we love to argue, especially as distance runners, that like distance is so much harder, right? Because sprinting is
It's
more
not.
natural. But we are exerting ourselves 85% each race if it's longer, and then it but those sprinters go to 100% immediately, right? And this 200, they
Yeah.
hold it, right? So I'm not taking away, because their training cycle, while
Sure.
their training isn't as rigorous as ours a lot of times, because they don't go 100.
Different though.
It's different, but to do that many times, that race, 100,
It is.
100, 100, 200, to ask yourself to continue and then keep getting better. I mean, that's just a testament to her coaching and their planning
Sure.
and their training and everything, and health.
Listen,
Knock on wood, great health for her as well, as big for a sprinter.
she had one of just those magical years. I mean, I think she was.
I've seen in a long
I mean,
time.
she was undefeated.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to go down as probably one of the best female 100-meter seasons that we've seen. I mean, she didn't lose a race.
No, I mean, she ran 10.70. I'm looking at her World Athletics profile. She ran 10.75, a windy down in Miramar, but on May 2nd in the 100, a 10.75 on May 2nd, and still able to deliver in the middle of September at 10.73.
Yeah, no, it's
I thought she ran 10.61.
It was 10.61.
Oh, sorry, 10.61.
Yeah, no, she flew, and
I was looking at the semi time.
Yeah,
and it was not like, and I mean, like,
yeah,
she won handily. Like it was over at 50 meters. Like,
once she took the lead, Alfred pushed a little, and by 75 meters, it was clear
it was over. Yeah,
that was gonna. But I want to jump back to the men, because I have up here, Let's Tobogo's quote. So on the start line for the men's 100-meter final, one of the favorites, Let's Tobogo, is in there. And mind you, Let's has not had a great season. He looked really good early on. Either or, he hasn't looked great. He really hasn't. He's lost a few races. He lost to Noah. We didn't expect that earlier on.
Their last race was pretty quick.
It was good. But he's a favorite. He put his name on the map as an Olympic champion, and he put his name up there, and he false started, which it happens, but it's just the way he did it, and the fact that there was you always protest that world.
He did
not
always protest. I was watching. He did not protest. He was like kind of like shrugged his shoulders, like it. Again, I would hate to, it almost looked like he was okay with it.
So quickly, let's read his explanation real quick, and then we can talk about it. So after DQing, he said, I just had to let that race go because the guys are ready. I didn't want to delay anybody. Let them run their race, congratulate them, and then go on to the next one. Listen, if that's really how he feels, then I'm sorry that he became the champion. Because man, where's your fire, bro? Like, maybe that's mean, but where is your fire? I don't care about my competitors if they're ready. I need to get ready and go win. I don't know. That puts a bad taste in my mouth. Phil,
again, watching it, I was like, something sucked, because he didn't look bothered. He didn't. It was just like, okay, like he got the car, just turned around and just walked away. Like, it was odd. Like usually you're right. Like you see that, hey, like they're fighting to do anything that they can.
You at least throw the finger up and let the second official say get off, right? You at least tell them like go, like let them tell you to go away.
He didn't even try to like explain it. He just accepted it. Like it was almost like he was like, well, maybe like. Again, you don't like to get in anyone's mind, but he acted as if he was like, I don't want to run this race.
But at that world stage, if you're Let's Tobogo and you actually
ask
for an appeal, they are probably going to reset you and say, go ahead, get back on that line. They will let you back on that line. You're Let's Tobogo.
Yeah, even if you just completely blew your start, I mean, just completely jumped it, like where was my head? I mean, just the time that you're like banging your hands off the track or doing something to show your emotion, that is the response is just too nonchalant, even for the brotherhood of sprinters, and not want to hold my friends and my colleagues in the sprint community up. Too nonchalant.
Have you ever heard a sprinter ever say that they cared about what they're like? It's never
if
happened.
He doesn't go out and run a 19.4, then it's useless. I don't care if he wins. If it's not like a 19.4, like go away. Like that's
going on there.
Pisses me off.
There's definitely something there. I don't know if it's pressure. I don't know.
Listen,
But
the guy's a king in his own country now.
He's
Does
the
he
best,
really
yeah.
care anymore? Like, let's really look at this. Like, he obviously wants to be fast. He is one of the fastest men in the world. Does he care? He has everything he wants. Lives like a god in his country now because he's their first ever gold medals. We've heard about all the things that they showered him with in his country, and rightfully so. That's a great honor. But you look at these things, you look at other great athletes in sports. Conor McGregor comes to mind. Conor McGregor did everything he wanted. That fire's never coming back to be a great fighter. He doesn't need it.
Right.
Does Lazio Taboga? He became an Olympic gold medalist. Does he need all of this anymore? Does he? Is that he still wants to win? But is that fire the same? That proving? Do you need to? There's difference there.
I mean, I think we'll definitely know more this time when we're talking next week because the 200 will have been run by then. I mean, maybe he doesn't feel he's confident 100. I don't know, but I mean, but like but this makes me regret the negative things I was saying about Noah Lyles even more because Noah shows up.
Noah needs to come out and call him soft.
Shows up.
Let's do it. Noah needs to come out and call him soft for his own good, so that Lazio can get mad. I want that. I want Noah to come out and be like, "Yo, you remember that press conference when you're like, I don't have to talk trash? Well, obviously you don't race either on the biggest stage. Like, talk that mess, just so Lazio could be like, you know what? I want to beat Noah again. Let me get that fire back." This bothers me, Phil. If you're, as a reporter, have you seen high school sprinters, college sprinters act this way when they get DQ'd?
No, that's, I mean, it's funny. At BU, I am looking straight, 65, 70 meters into the face of the sprinters. And when I see them get the red card, again, there is some emotion that comes to the surface. I don't know when, that screenshot was captured as far as even if it looks like it's connected to the DQ.
Yeah, I see Tokyo,
but it's just like, there, yeah, cool. Right. Okay. I'm going to go back to, my room and order some stuff online so it gets back to my house before I get back. I mean, seriously, it is
crazy.
Too nonchalant, but you get some reaction, whether it's mad at yourself, whether it's mad at the starter, whether it's mad at somebody who burped in the crowd and you heard that and put that to the gun. Seriously, there is somebody that you are going to channel your rage at, and there is no rage because there are so many athletes out there who didn't get a ticket to Tokyo who would just give their right thumb or whatever to be in that situation.
Or write something, yes.
You at least hang your head, right? Like you said, like you at least like sit there like, ah. And then, if that's the thing, if at a minimum he hung his head for a moment and then accepted it, okay. You were frustrated with yourself. You accept that you had a terrible false start. And,
it's just like,
And the thing is, too, like, that also needs to change at Worlds. The single false start DQ is a joke, okay? It's the finals. It should be a warning to the field. And then the next one, right? The whole entire single false start, pull that first, a potential gold medalist out of the field because nerves got to him for a moment. Still can happen, right?
There used to be high school races where you were out one time. It's crazy.
It used to be that way. When did they change that? It's not a warning to the field. When I was growing up, I remember there used to be at times, maybe it was other races, but I could have.
It depends on which, but that's the problem.
Olympics and Worlds, it was a warning to the field usually, and then after that warning to the field, if you make a mistake at this point, that's it, right? But that needs to come into vogue because it doesn't take that much longer. It's another 30 seconds.
Right.
What are we waiting for?
And if he appeals, does he get to race and then they'll just disqualify him after? Like I'm not sure how that process works.
I don't know. I feel like every race is different, probably.
Yeah, every federation or level, whether it's NCAA's, USATF, Worlds. But again, to your point, Dave, that's normally the way I've seen it. He runs or she runs, and then you pull his numbers or her numbers out if they say, nope, sorry, it was a legitimate call.
Yeah, I mean, again, like he just seemed like he didn't want to be there, which to me is like, then why run the trials? Why run the semi? I mean, maybe something happened in the semi.
Get ready for the 200. Good training, right? Get those legs moving for the 2. Who knows?
But think about the person who didn't make the finals. Like,
just like Tulsa.
Yeah,
come on, man.
So, Dave, what have you had? What have been some of your favorite moments so far?
Definitely seeing Krauser was cool because I feel like we're always talking about track and we don't like he doesn't throw a lot anymore. So every opportunity that I get a chance to watch him throw, I'm gonna take it because We've never seen anyone better. I just wish that he was in better health, because he literally, like Phil said, it looks like he gets like 8 throws like a season now. It's like he's going to go to certain meets, but I mean, they all count. And to me, I mean, Valerie Allman is just on a different playing field now. I mean, she walks in that circle and it's just over. Like she's just so fit and so strong and so fat. Like she has such a different body composition of most people in that event, because she's just so long. She uses her arms as these long levers. Like it's interesting to see like different body types kind of taking over and like doing different things. I'm just curious to see where we go in some of these events. But like her and
a few months ago, I said she was like the best in the world, and I remember a certain co-host being like, "I wouldn't go that far."
I said that?
Yeah, you said that.
No way.
I said Valerie is like the best in the world, and she's gonna go away and win it. And you're like, I don't know.
I did.
She was at that point. She was only like, what is she? Since then, she's probably won another like 4,
she's been great now for like 3 years now. So I'm shocked that I said it. But no, but I mean, field is cool. Like I don't know. In terms of on the track, I mean, Jefferson was fun. I mean, I'm pumped up for tomorrow. I mean, who doesn't want to watch Cooper run that 800? I mean, that's going to be, it's going to be like, I can't expect him to get very far. The kid's 16, but who the hell knows, man? Who the hell knows?
I was happy to see Sinclair.
That was awesome too, obviously.
15. I think she looks strong. She looks good. I think she's going to run something special, because I think when you have Segay and Faith, they're not going to run slow. They don't have each other to run. So like that's the one thing that I do love about the women right now in that middle distance. When you have a lot of these, it's nice when the African nations are there, but they're not from the same country. Like they want to kick the hell out of each other. Like
it's great.
Morocco, Ethiopia, Kenya, not a one of them wants to allow the other. When there's multiple, they work together. They hate everyone, right? But when they're against each other, they'll still work with each other to make a great race. Like obviously, Faith and Segay have a fantastic relationship, competitive, and Faith knows if she's not on her best, Segay is probably the only other woman there that has a chance of getting her. And it's not like Faith Kipyegon destroys Segay. Like they are a few seconds. If there was no Faith Kipyegon, we would be talking about Segay as the greatest miler in the world.
Every time Faith is in a race, you look down that result sheet afterwards, it's American record, national record. Like she makes people run fast, because you have to, like, she's just at a whole different level.
Yeah, look what happened in the women's 10K. They didn't go a 28:52 in comparison. I mean, no, they went out there and ran. They competed.
Yeah.
Listen, we could say the women distance races are bringing it. The men have not.
Yeah, and it's good to see. It's good to see one side that we can point to and say that's what track's about. Right there, what they're doing. So,
good job, women.
You don't have to worry about that happening at 800 meters. My race, man. The 800
listen,
all in from the start.
There's just too many fast. Like, I mean, so Phil, have you ever seen anything like this in the 800?
No. I mean, especially with the 16-year-old being there. We've talked about the long seasons, the training cycles, how that affects somebody. Here, I mean, he's just going in. It's like, come on, let's just go out and run. He has that, perspective, because this is all, believe me, all new to him and anybody else even close to his age. So to go there, it's like, come on, let's go. 2 laps, guys. That's all we got to do.
So Phil's question, like, we've seen other kids that age, like Sydney made it and stuff, but to me, to make it in the men's 800 at that age is a different, like, it's so competitive. I mean, Sid's awesome, but like there weren't many women or girls like in the 400 hurdles that were running that fast at the time. Like the men 8 now, to be able to do that at 16. I mean, is there a better high school feat that we've seen in track and field than him running 142?
No, I mean that I can't even wrap my arms around it, honestly, because the 800 is a man's event. You look at like Johnny Gray; he had a tremendously long career.
Former guest, baby. Yes. Former guest.
I mean, it wasn't something he was coming out of college and doing this, let alone in high school in doing this. It is an unbelievable.
He was a 2-miler in high school.
Yeah. I mean, but it's an unbelievable story. I mean, even if you go all the way back to Jim Ryan, I mean, Ryan was running, 145s, things like that, coming out of high school. But to do what this young man from Texas has done at that age, crazy.
Are we seeing a 140 to win? Because if you talk about people that come out to race, it is the men's 800, and they have not disappointed since Worlds 2 years ago, right? They have been getting faster and faster between Amos and Hoey and and all of these different guys. Yeah, Wignani, I can't leave him out, and the Spanish guy, what's his name? The one that took silver. We're getting closer and closer and closer, and David Rudisha's record's not safe. Like, it's wild to think that it's this short that I'm saying David Rudisha's record is not safe, and there's maybe 5 or 6 guys that can go get it, right?
True.
So
here's what's crazy though,
and Donovan Brazier is right freaking there. Are we seeing a 140 at this World Championships?
Well, I don't know if that will happen at this particular week, but yeah, Rudishu's record. I mean, you go back and look at his world record run. I mean, his stride length, just chewing up the track, just so smooth and elegant. You talk about Allman in the discus, she's poetry in motion. He was the same thing in the 800. It was just so smooth. Yeah, he tightened up in the final 100, 150 meters, but who wouldn't going 140 and change? But and even the fact that he got chased home by a teenager in that race. I never thought that this soon after that we would be potentially 39.99 or something crazy.
Is it crazy that I'm actually disappointed with the times in the men's 800 this year? After last year, I was expecting like a bunch of 140s. Like, it's crazy that I'm like, 142. Like it's every I mean, think about it. Like, Josh Hoey's run what, like the second best time in the world this year? He's not even there.
Right.
What David, you pulled it up, like, with the field, how I think there's like 14 people in the field under 143. It's like some
ridiculous,
wild number. And it's like,
crazy.
This is easily the deepest field. Maybe not the overall fastest, because like Rudisha's not in it, but God, the deepest field, and it's by far the deepest field we've ever seen.
But now we don't have to worry about, again, since the 800 meters about a quote unquote tactical race. But in your point about Josh Hoey, he went out and made the USA race. He made it by taking it out. So who is going to make the World Championship final by going out there and taking the field through in 49
it's Wignani.
Or something like that?
It's Wignani or it's Brazier if Brazier gets there, because Brazier has nothing to lose. Okay,
Brazier's going to sit. Brazier's not going to take it, I don't think.
And I'm
going to sit like third or fourth.
I agree with you. It might be Wignani, because I think Wignani has that overall confidence. I think out of everyone in the field,
maybe.
Yeah, but I think out of everyone in the field, Wignani is looking at Rudisha's record realistically and going, "That's mine." Because I think if you're looking at it, he is the guy that if you're pinpointing the guy that's gonna do it next, Wignani's got to be that guy that is just gonna go from the gun. It's chase me, because he is the class of the field. He's the Olympic gold medalist, and he has not lost his stride. Like, in every race that he's in, he wins. He just wins. Even if it's a 143, he wins. So I'm excited. Men's 8's gonna be so good.
Men in that field, do not let the kid close with 200 meters to go.
Gap him.
His kick at the was ridiculous. He was like 5th place. It just
that reset. But you know what though? Thing is with him,
Hoey and Hoppel had horrible tactics, like trying to pat. Like, they let him pass him. Like, he split them both. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
He's not a little kid though. He's a good sized guy, so that helps, having that physical size. Like, Hoppel's not as big, and, Hoey's not a small guy, but Hoppel's not necessarily like a big guy. Like, if you look at it, Donovan Brazier is a good size 800 meter runner. No one's pushing Donovan around. No one's gonna push Cooper around, even though he's small. Like, he's an 18-year-old.
Hoppel's solid,
Yeah. So
it's funny. It's
gonna be interesting.
Nobody's even talking about Bryce Hoppel, who got 4th last year and ran a 141. It's like, he's our third guy.
He's had a great year. That's why
he's still running 142.
In his standard, he hasn't had a good. The standard that he has set, it's so great. What times have become is ridiculous.
Which is why I get more mad when we see 28 freaking 52.
So what else are we looking forward to, gents? Any other races, Phil? Any other races or events that you are looking forward to? We still have the men's 400, right, to go.
Josette Andrews
400. We have Josette running in the 5K. Phil, anything that you're specifically looking forward to?
Well, I mean, specifically for me, and actually I'm working on a story on it, so I'll plug that.
Yeah,
From
but
Pennsylvania, 2 women representing the USA in the javelin.
okay.
Madison Wiltrout, the still national record holder, high school with the 600-gram spear, and Evelyn Bliss, who currently competes for Bucknell out of
Go
a
Bison.
small high school up in northwestern PA. The 2 Americans, they have so many similarities, and I won't tip too much of my story, but they
Tell
both
it all
involve
here.
baseball, and pitching. Again, baseball for a young girl at a young age.
The thing is too, it's like I want to give a shout out to Bucknell because that Bucknell Bison invite every year. I went there a few
Oh,
years
fun.
as a coach.
Yeah.
It is one
Great
of the
meat.
best meets in the country. I will go out and say because it's a little bit earlier in the season too, but it is so well done. It's on time, if not ahead of time, every single year. Going in there from a coach, the coach amenities are fantastic. They're very good to all the coaches that come in. And just the event itself, it is a pleasure. And for whatever reason, the weather is typically real nice over for the Bison invite. So shout out to Bucknell and it's a beautiful facility. That is a gorgeous facility over at Bucknell. So shout out to them and love hearing some of the small school individuals getting some love and doing some big things. So, as Dave said, I'm excited for Josette Andrews to go and compete in the 5K. Josette's a friend of the show, Robbie, and things like that. And she is super fit. And I could see her, if they let her hang around, she can place. Josette absolutely has that grit. She has that confidence. She's running as good as she ever has. So I'm absolutely pumped for that. So let's talk about some, because I see so many every year. I get the Olympics. There's some disparities in the Olympics. They're trying to get as many countries involved as possible, right?
Right.
For Worlds, I still see some of those major disparities when it comes to qualifying times and countries and things like that. How do we, because, how do we fix how we get there? Because every country has a different way of how they send their athletes outside of, the qualify, like the world champion gets a qualifying time, right?
Like
It's
Yared
all,
was going.
yeah. And like the math we have to do in America versus another country where they kind of just get in, like, how do we streamline this and make this better so that the competition maybe is a little bit better and a little more even throughout the board, Phil?
Well, I mean, a lot of it still goes back to the haves and have-nots because with you get your points for the performance, plus you get the
Yes.
points for how you placed in that particular tier of a meet. So if you're only competing in F meets and going out there and just killing it, somebody can throw or jump or run, much lesser standard than you did at a B meet and finish second, and all of a sudden you're 30 points down in the
Yep.
hole. And the 2 ladies that I mentioned in the javelin, sorry, Evelyn Bliss, I mean, she had to get to NACAC, and thankfully she did it the last minute. Originally, she wasn't entered in that meet, even though she won the USA championships in the women's jav. And if it wasn't for her going down there and winning NACAC, she would not be going to Tokyo as a representative for the U.S. because she wouldn't have had the world ranking points in World Athletics formula to get there, because she didn't have those higher tier meets because she was thrown in college meets during the collegiate season, doing extremely well, getting better and better. And if you aren't able to get into a field like I mentioned, announcing these Diamond League field events this summer, a couple of them were 8 athletes. All of them were scoring. All of them were getting their Diamond League points, whether it was 1 or 8. But there are only 8 athletes in the field. I understand meet managers have a budget. They have to keep everything in control. So you have appearance fees in addition to the other things that go into being on the Diamond League schedule. But when you only have 8 athletes at the highest level of competition during the regular season in the world, boy, that's leaving a whole lot of people out.
So I do want to give a shout out to former guest, also Matty Erickson. He's going to be there for Team Canada in the 800. We talked about the 8, and I'm looking at it in his heat. Cooper's in his heat, so he's going to have Lukenhouse over there. Ben Patterson of Great Britain is going to be there. Tual of France, who's incredible. Tual is a very good runner as well. I think he's 142 guy.
They're all 142 guys.
Yeah, Mariano Garcia's there. So Matty has his work cut out for him. But shout out to Matty Erickson. He made it there. Obviously, I think he finished.
NCAA champ. Yeah.
He's an NCAA champion. I'm excited to watch him go and compete. I'm actually, so yeah, no, but I agree with you. It's hard, and I don't envy World Athletics and how they have to try and fit everybody in and things like that. Because while you do want to have the best competition, you do want to have some level of fairness there, right? Because if you only sit there and have this super hard stringent, you're only gonna have like 16 nations there at all times, and that's not. Nobody wants to see that at World Athletics. They want to get that chance that some of these smaller nations have a diamond in the rough, and maybe they don't have the ability to get to so many of these bigger meets all the time, right? Like some of these smaller countries, like I can't imagine initially when Let's Say Tobago was starting out that they were going to be sending them around the country to go everywhere, around the world to go everywhere. Like some of these athletics,
Sure.
what are they like? The athletics organizations don't have the funds that in America or Britain or Canada has to send their athletes out places. So I think that there's got to be a fairness to the system too.
Right.
100%.
Yeah, and they don't want to see somebody running 12.5 in the opening round of the men's 100 either. I mean, as you saw up until just a handful of cycles ago in the Olympics, you see somebody running 13.1 or something. It's like, how did they get there? No offense to this individual, they're doing their best, but they should not be on the same stage as somebody running.
You have an 800, you have someone coming in and running a 150, and it's like that's great and all, but it's not world class, right? If you're not running 145, you don't belong. At least
you're not winning high school meets now running 150.
Yeah, you run a 145, like you're still not going to win, but at least you're not going to get embarrassed, right? You're going to run a decent race,
especially in the rounds. Yeah,
in the rounds, exactly. You're probably going to lose the rounds, but the thing is though with the rounds, it's interesting because guys just know how to turn it on and off, and you'll see 146 win the rounds, but it's the ones that are 142 guys and they're kind of trotting, and then they're like, okay, last 150, they kind of look at each other and it's like, all right, let's go get the top three.
Right.
Like it's a skill to run rounds. It really is.
Alex, do you miss the repechage that we had in the Olympics?
Oh my God, it's the worst thing ever. The repechage was a joke. The repechage was a joke. And I think the repechage was a joke for the most part, because what did we see? One or two athletes on the repechage actually get in the final, and one actually did well. I think one won, and then I don't know if they placed or they won. But the repechage is a joke. If you can't get it done in your heats, go away. Like I said, running the heats is a skill. If you don't have the skill to do it, or you don't have the luck, because part of athletics, part of sports is luck, right? Ask some of the people that fall in the middle of races, right? And they might be the champions. But you fall, that happens. Those are things that happen. And no, the repechage was a joke.
That's what impressed me most about Cooper at US is that was his first time doing that, and he did it masterfully for a 16-year-old kid.
Yeah, and he kept on just resetting the record.
He was like, hey. He dropped like a 3-second PR from the semis to the finals. Like it's ridiculous.
So one of the last things I want to talk about here is I want to talk about Cole Hocker and his DQ in the 1500 meter semifinal. Now I want to watch what happened here, and then we can kind of get our opinions on if this was a legitimate DQ or not. So, and mind you, he's the reigning 2024 Olympic champion, and he will not be competing now. That means that there's no Cole Hocker, no Yara Nagus.
We have one American. American.
We have one American in there. So let's see what this looks like. So he's there. He jumps in front. Now, it's hard for us to swallow this, but America was the right call.
I guess he did like pull around and go across his chest and use his leverage, but
Phil, what do you think?
I don't know, man.
Well, obviously, I think as he knows, I saw some of the comments from him. He put himself in the wrong place,
which he does often.
Point of the race.
He's been living and dying by
that. You're right. He has. Sometimes he's lucked out, and somebody comes off the rail. And I've called races at BU. You give up the rail. That's cardinal sin number one. And if you're behind him, you take advantage of it. But here, I mean, it seemed like every outlet was blocked, and right there the contact
arm right there, right
that was made. It just was unfortunate that he put himself there, and he tried his best, and he didn't mean to foul anybody. He just was trying to
listen. I give him credit because at that point, no, I'm saying
terrible
because yes, horrible. Bad tactics should have went wide, but when you're in that situation, that's all that he could have done.
You got to try.
It was either and maybe get away with it, or just kind of fade and and not qualify. Like once he's in that spot, that's the only option that he has.
So the thing is,
Right. If we were talking about a 100-meter sprinter here, he would have walked away and not reacted to the he at least tried. He at least
not
tried.
Americans, damn it, Phil, not Americans. But the thing is, and you watch it by the letter of the law, everything about it was wrong. He didn't have a clear stride length. You need a clear stride length in order to not interfere with theirs.
He kind of
he threw his arm. That guy was obviously affected because the I don't even know which athlete that was, but he immediately slowed up bad. Like it was if you're an official to the naked eye, that's an obvious foul. There's no question about it. When it comes to Cole, he did everything he could there, but man, you're trying to get top 2 and qualify.
He does this too much though.
And the thing is, too, on top of that, Cole, you're a small guy, and there was a lot of trees amongst your race, right? You need to pop out and go because, and the thing, if you trust your kick that much, especially in a heat where you're going to have to run probably, what did they run in? 336, 335? There wasn't that fast. It's not like it's not like they were going to, I mean, even if it's 333 or Cole Hocker, you can run 333 if you swing around outside, right? So
I think he just
poor decisions. I
think he's gotten away with it in the past. Like, I mean, look at last year. When he wins, Jakob gives up the rail. He tries to go by once, he can't. Jakob goes wide because he's racing Kerr. Boom, and then he goes. So difference. I think he put himself there, and he's the only one that he can look at in the mirror and put the blame on himself. It sucks. I mean, but maybe this bodes well for Cole. Remember,
in the 5K,
he's also going in the 5K. So
yeah, I mean, you have a postage stamp of the track, perspective-wise. There are 8 guys there, including him. 8.
And that's what I was going to say, too. And the difference is in that Olympic race, they were all strung out, right? Yeah, there's a few guys within striking distance, but they were strung out. They were maybe too wide, and he could make it work, right? Here, like Phil said, and I just said it before, there's a strategy to running heats. There is a skill to it, and this is very different than running a final. You need to sit there and make sure you're in a good position to get top 2 and shut it down when you know you have it. Like there's no reason Cole Hocker isn't in the final. He is a sub 330, 1500 meter guy. He should not have messed around, and to use the meme, he effed around and he found out. And that's it. That's all that came down to.
Why don't all of these guys just call Matty Centro? Say, listen, you're the greatest tactician I've ever seen. What do I do in these rounds? What do I do,
Matty? Matty's gonna go make sure they go 350 and you're good. That's gonna be his response. Make sure they don't run.
Win the finals of 350.
Make
the greatest 350 of ever run.
Hey, it's a gold medal. And listen, it was a gold medal. And again, I've never taken anything from Central because Central's a 329 guy. So it's not like he couldn't go out and do it, right?
Nah,
so if he needed to, but he ran the race he was in. And Cole Hocker did not run the race he was in properly. And that's what it this is now. And my thing that bothers me about this is we're gonna get called off the screen.
Sure.
This is a different feel for Team USA because Grant Fisher, it used to be back in the day, I'm gonna go back to a 10K. Back in the day, before Bernard Lagat defected, we had nobody, right? We were hoping for these slow races.
Bobby Kennedy
we can get there. Yeah, and Bobby Kennedy wasn't.
Him and Todd Williams were
they were outclassed when the Africans really came in. They were outclassed. Absolutely. They are not outclassed anymore.
Nope.
In any distance race, America is not outclassed. So to come out and race as if there should be a fear of these types of things is what bothers me, right? Grant Fisher is one of the best distance runners in the world. Cole Hocker better come out and try to run sub 13 in the 5K and be pissed, right? He needs to go do that. I don't know if Cole Hocker can run. I don't think he ever has worked on 13, but he has the ability to. And that's what bothers me the most about this, right? They're running like old school Americans that are just hoping to make the finals instead of running like those guys that are an Olympic gold medalist in one of the fastest Olympic times in the 1500 meter with Cole. And I think that's what pisses me off the most about watching this. It's old school American tactics where we're just hoping to hang on and make a final instead of David Rudisha, who never messed around in the 8 and the heats, right? He was going to go out and run a 144, 143 every time, and it didn't matter what you were doing. I'm going to go run me. Where we're trying to play these stupid tactic games. It's like, no, if you can't run 3 consecutive decently fast times, go away. And they can. That's what bothers me.
Just
pisses me off.
How about this? The gold, right? Silver and bronze medalists from the Olympics are not in the finals, right?
No,
Kerr is.
Kerr's in.
Kerr is. I'm sorry, but like,
because Jakob fell out.
But like the first, third, fourth, fifth, like none of them are back. I mean, Does that say that maybe it's hard to come
Very.
back after an Olympic year and like to keep going? Because not only like Cole Hawker's life had to have changed. Like he had to just so much more, like we don't know,
How?
but
He's a Olympic gold medalist in the 1500 in America. What changed?
I know.
Like he maybe got another $10,000 from his sponsor. Thanks,
But-
guys.
but
Like
this adds so much. But to me, this adds so much interest because who would have thought that two guys not qualifying in the 15 would add so much intrigue to the 5K? Because now you got Jakob, you got Cole. I mean, kind of fresh. I mean, Jakob's won one race and Cole's won what 2 335s, 2 336s.
for all intents and purposes, Kerr
Right.
should win this, but it's a
don't know,
world
dude.
15. But the one thing
You
we
got
do know is
Lyros in there, man. You got
the
all
one
these
thing we
guys.
do know is Kerr is not going to sit back and run a
No.
335. Kerr is going to go out and
Yeah.
be like, I know I'm the only guy in this field that can really run a 328, and I'm going to make sure every single one of you has to come near that. He's
I
going to
think
go.
Lyros, man, he's been running.
Lyros
great.
is good.
He's been
Been really good. So there's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of good stuff to come. And I'm excited for Worlds.
One more question.
What
Who-
else you got?
Women's 4. I thought Sid looked ridiculously good.
It's Paulino until proven otherwise.
I don't know, man. Who do you got, Phil? Women's 4.
It's a coin flip to me, isn't it?
I think Sid gets her.
I think it's if Sid gets her, it's because Paulino took her for granted. Paulino's a better 400-meter runner than Sidney McLaughlin.
I think Sid goes 48 low, American record, and no wins.
Does she take it out quick or run her down in the final 50?
She will have to go out. I think when Sid goes out 21, it's too fast. Like I think she's got to go mid 22 and just kind of see where it goes.
Is Paulino capable of going 47?
Maybe.
Because I think Paulino has 47 high ability. I
Right.
think it's
well,
what Sonia Richards
it's-
Ross ran a 47, right? In the
No,
Olympics. No, I thought
48
she got-
is the American record is 48 something.
Yeah, but okay.
I don't know. I just seeing Sid afterwards, like how she was like, she ran like 49.3. She's like awful. She's like, I'm ready to run so much faster. And
Right.
I just can't doubt Sid. I just can't.
I get it. I can't doubt
The
Sid
other question is,
in the hurdles.
are one of the Americans going to be able to run with Femke in the 400 hurdles?
No.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't think so. But
Yeah.
Femke's going to jog and win that because Sid's not there. There's no, it's Femke, Sid, and everybody else in that hurdles. Femke's not, unless
You're
she's
right.
I think Dalila Muhammad's going to medal. She's going to go out in style.
I hope so. I would love that for Dalila. She has the 4th fastest time qualifying. So Dalila could get in there. She's the 4th
Sure.
fastest time. So
The-
Femke's going to run away with that.
Yeah, the thing that I like though about Sid, she is such an honest and I think fair assessor
Oh, yeah,
of
100%.
her races. What she did, she just puts it out there. No smoke and mirrors. No, putting
There's
lipstick.
no smoke
on the
and
pig.
mirrors
Yeah.
with Sid at all. She is just tells you how she feels. When she does talk, which isn't often, but she's just honest, and she'll say, "Hey, I didn't win." And if she does lose, she'll be gracious. She'll
Mhm.
accept it. She'll she'll go back to the she'll go home, have a great time with her husband, and just live life. That's how she views it. Like, I think she loves winning, and I saw a great interview with her saying that when she's done, she wants to be the fastest in multiple events and leave her
love
check.
that.
But she also said, "I'm not going to stick around. Like when I feel it start to slip, I'm done." So-
Unless there's a lot of money involved to keep her around.
She's doing okay. I think New Balance is taking care of her. I think she's doing okay. Plus,
Yeah.
plus her husband used to be in the NFL. I think she's okay.
Does help. That certainly
think she's okay.
does help. So I'm excited to see it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think that for me, we still have Nasser, and we're not talking about Nasser. Nasser has run Nasser in terms
yeah.
of PRs.
Nasser's
Paulino
great.
and Nasser have better PRs than Sid.
Sure.
And I
Mhm.
think that Paulino and Nasser are gonna look at it and go, "It's 400-meter hurdle. I think she's gonna step into our race." And you know what I mean? There's a
But hey,
little bit of pride there. There's a
Let's
little
give
pride.
Sid some credit. I mean, like she could have easily just won 400 hurdles and said, "I'm going to win another world championship." But I like that she did golden, jeez, Grand Slam, and and try other events, and she's trying to, because she's pushed it. Because how frustrated would we be if she was just going 400 hurdles?
Well, that's the thing. She could. because we would criticize her.
Right.
Because it would be deservedly so, because we would criticize her, and it's like, okay, how many more times are you going to be FemK?
Yeah.
Right. And we would have all told her,
I-
we would have all said she was ducking Paulino and Nasser.
I love how
I love that she's going at it.
she ran 100 hurdles earlier in the year. And if you talk to her, like she just seems like she's having more fun. Like she seems like marriage life is great. Like everything's great, and she's able to just train and just have fun. And it's so good to see some of these pro athletes have fun, because that's what I tell all my high school kids.
Yeah.
Work hard, have fun, because you run better when you're calm and relaxed. And does she ever look like she's not calm? Never.
Oh no. Yeah, she is not frazzled at all. She's a pro's pro. She is composed and, dignified, professional. Yeah.
If she comes out and wins the 400 meter with a like 48 minute, I don't need an American record, but like a 48 minute, it needs to be a fast time. Then she will move on from not only being the greatest 400 meter hurdler of all time, we will then have a legitimate argument about her being the best on the track. And I think she needs to follow it with an Olympic 400 meter gold. She needs to get an Olympic and a world, because if you only get a world and not the Olympic, that's always a huge indictment on track athletes, right? You can only get it done at worlds, but you can't get it done at Olympics. Like they're different stages. So I think she needs to follow this. Like she needs to win here. I think she has to win. And then she needs to follow it with an Olympic.
I want to see her, and it'll never happen, because I don't think she has any desire.
Don't say the 800. She's not doing
yes,
the 800.
the 8, baby. She can't. She can run a 156 right now. No,
probably,
doubt
but she's not. She's not insane enough.
Say,
okay,
hey,
she's not going to go do that.
Go get Paulino and then go get Keeley.
Bring that up.
Go get Paulino and then go get Keeley.
Get
them both. Let's go, Sid.
I was going to bring that up. It's like
that's her.
The conversation is the toughest event on the track: 400 flat, 400 hurdles, 800. I go with the 800 time.
I'm sorry though. But if Phil, I'm watching Keeley right now, I'm not going into the 800 watching the way Keeley's running. I am avoiding that like the plague.
But Phil, don't you think someone who runs 50 point can run a 153? I mean,
it depends on their
training. No doubt.
It depends on if she's training like a sprinter. If she's training like a short sprinter that can run long, then she's not going to be good in the 8. But if she's training like a longer person that can run fast short, which I don't see Sid training that way, because she's always been a short sprinter that also does the 400 hurdles. And then eventually the 400 hurdles evolved at high school to become her best race, right? There's a reason why she ran the 100 hurdles as well and did the shorter races. Again, she's not a middle distance woman.
She can be. She will never do it. She'll never do it, but she can be.
We'll see. That's a different world. It's a different world of training.
400 hurdles, though. It's not that different.
Yes, it is.
How about if we put the 600 meters in?
I'm here for that. My God. Give me the 6.
That'd be awesome.
You tell me Sid and Keeley going at it in the 6. We're talking. Now we are having a conversation. I think you add those extra 200 meters. I don't think Sid runs faster. You say 156. That might be her peak.
No way.
100%.
No way.
100%. Just because they're good at one event doesn't mean you move them up. They're good again.
Everybody is translated to run 50 point to run that. Like at least the 150.
Not in the women's. Men and women are different in strength. They are different in strength.
Not anymore.
A 50-point man running a 154, 153 is different than a 50-point
woman. Not 50-point 400. 50-point 400 hurdles.
Okay, still there. A 50-point 400 meter hurdler guys is different in terms of strength. They run different. They compete different. They tactics different. There's a lot of differences there genetically that make that happen.
No doubt Sid could run a 153.
If she 100% doubt that she can run.
No doubt.
I doubt it 100%. Phil, are you going more with Dave or me?
He's on my side.
I think he's on Dave's side.
I think just simply because of who she is and how she has surrounded herself with the right people and has never been in a situation where her world is stressed. She could do it if she wanted to, but she's not going to.
Exactly. It's a mute point, but Sid, you are a 153.
I like to put the doubt there because then maybe one day she hears it, she could be like, "Screw that Alex guy.
Who's this schlub from freaking Jersey?
Isn't he from Jersey? Shouldn't he be rooting for me? Now I'm going to go do it." And then I'm like, "Okay, I win this fight. I get to watch you go try." So that is my inspirational tactic. But Phil, thank you so much, man. This is a ton of fun talking about worlds and everything. So you
thank you for having me.
You talked about your article with the javelin individuals. Do you have a title for that yet? We should be looking out for.
No title yet. I have my lead paragraph or two, but again, it's about Madison Wiltrout from Connellsville, PA, the national record holder, high school with the 600 gram, and Evelyn Bliss just finished up an incredible year at Bucknell, also from the state of Pennsylvania.
So Phil, really quick, PA cross country. What do we got to look out for? And
I mean, I just did, and you can plug it on. It's on the
there it is.
FloTrack. Right there, you see backyard recap. Drop in. I have a new feature where I actually go to other people's homes. This was Carter Smith. Carter Smith, 401 and 148 a year ago as a junior. Carter is just an incredible talent. He's in the final stretch run of some college visits.
Is he the next sub 4 out of PA? Is that our next sub 4 guy out of Pennsylvania?
But he is going north-south. I could say he's going north, south, east, and west. I don't think he'd be upset with me about sharing that. But yeah, Carter Smith. I was at Spike Shoe for the college and high school races on Friday. He easily kicked the win, the boys 5K on a very difficult course on the blue and white golf course at Penn State. There he is, Carter Smith. He is an incredible talent. In his first year in cross country last year as a junior, he wins the PA state championship in AAA.
Hold on real quick. Is he going to go from being a Husky to becoming a Husky? Are we going to see him go over to Washington? Like, are we going to see this?
I don't know.
Is he not add a gold outline to that name there? Like, what are the odds?
What, like, do they have a different breakfast in PA? Because like there's a sub 4 kid now every freaking year. You got Griffin, you got Gary Martin, you got like all these guys. Just like every year, someone in PA is breaking 4 minutes.
Yeah, 3 years in a row, the Pennsylvania boy has won the national mile championship, and he was the third one last year.
Unbelievable, man. PA.
So great website. I want to say out of all of the, Milesplit does a great job still with that, but the PA website, the way it's set, I want to give a shout out to one of your former leaders over there, and John Davern. I know John did a lot of work in making the PA website what it is, and the crew now still there, including yourself, is doing a fantastic job.
By the way,
with that,
congratulations, John Davern, on your wedding this past weekend.
Yes,
it's really sad that John had to use a wedding and a honeymoon to skip out of going to Tokyo. I think that's that we can be critical of him there. He probably would have been a part of FloTrack, at least covering there, but no, we know
John well. I coached John in middle school, and Alex knows him from school.
Yeah, we love John. Congrats to John Davern and his lovely wife, and hope they have a fantastic love and marriage and everything like that, and have a bunch of fast kids, because John Davern was also a very good runner as well. So on that note, we're going to get out of here. Everyone should go. And if you end up watching any of the BU races and you're wondering who is that amazing voice that I'm hearing talking about this, it's Phil Grove. And we appreciate you coming on, Phil. Thank you so much, man. So
we got to get you back at the Meet of Champs.
We do. We do have to do that. So on X, if you want to find them, just go to Old School Track. It's real easy. And then on Instagram, Old School Track XC. Just add that XC there. If you want to find us everywhere, just go look at Talking in Ovals. We're everywhere. No one else has that name. And if they do now, we're going to fight them. We had it first. And outside of that, we appreciate everyone watching wherever you're watching from. Make sure you do like, share, follow, that good stuff. And we'll be back next week with another great show. Everyone, so long, y'all.